Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my roundup discussion of The Prisoner. I cannot believe I've actually finished it. Like, I finished it. I think I only started it this year, which it must have been this year. I have gone through and looked at some of my reactions just to get some information, but I don't know. At the middle part of The Prisoner, it felt very much like, okay, we've got ages to go. And then it just felt like it's done. And I actually feel quite sad about it. I have written down a whole load of things. I've written down favourite episodes, favourite actors. What else have I written? Theories. I've gone back through so we can discuss my theories. And I don't know, it's just a little chit chat. I do like doing roundups for shows that I've reacted to. I know they're not necessarily like the most viewed, but sometimes it's nice to have someone go back and talk about it, because obviously, again with Sapphire and Steel, Blake Seven, in that moment, in that finale, you can't process everything. I need to go away, I need to talk to you guys, I need to read your comments, I need to do research, I need to watch Medusa's reaction. So I just think a roundup is a really good way of me getting like my final thoughts across to you. But firstly, let's open this present. So a while ago, Andrew, one of my patrons, sent me a load of The Prisoner stuff. There's a pin badge, a letter, the letter of resignation. I think there's a map, and then this, which says in capital letters, "Do not open until you have finished The Prisoner." It's a book, I think. Oh, I don't know. So let's open it. I love a present, guys. Oh, the making of The Prisoner. The full production story of the 1967 cult TV series. Oh, that's exciting. That. Oh my god, there's a bookmark. Is that a bookmark? I'm taking that as a bookmark. My current book, The Cazalet Chronicles, is going straight in as my bookmark. Oh my gosh, right, okay. I'm very, very, very excited to read this. Oh, it's got like episode guide, world backgrounds. Oh my gosh. Location. Oh, you know I love knowing locations. The tunnel through Mayfield, Sussex. Very close. I'm getting distracted. Very, very, very excited to read that. And I've also had so many of you say that I need to go to the location, and it was filmed in, oh bloody hell, I can't remember. I do know it. We are going back to Wales for my birthday, but the part of Wales we're going to, it's just not close to it. But Adam does know that I really want to go there. Adam really knows I want to go there. Where they filmed The Prisoner. Yeah. So, you know, maybe we could do a detour on my birthday, but I think it's like 4 hours away from Cardiff, so. Right, let's get into the chit chat. So, I don't even know where to start. This is just going to be rambly. You know what I'm like. Also, I feel like I'm dressed like a, I don't know, I feel like I look like I'm in my 40s. I feel like a 90s American New Yorker. Okay. Right. Favourite episodes. I've mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would like to mention more, but at that point there'd be no point me mentioning favourites because it'd be all of them. let's start with The Arrival. I would like to get Adam, my fiance, to watch it at some point because I just don't think there's another show out there like this. But I feel that about Sapphire and Steel and Blake Seven, blah, blah, blah. But I still remember watching The Arrival and thinking, what have you guys got me to react to? And just having this immediate sense of, I'm invested, I'm excited, I'm ready for whatever is about to happen. And seeing the village for the first time, which the location is unbelievable, seeing, what do they call the bit where number 2 is? But seeing that dome bit, the chair come up from the ground and the sounds of the doors and just all of this stuff, seeing that for the first time was so special. And I wish I could see that again for the first time because it was just so, I don't know, I feel like the title The Prisoner really misled me, and I think I maybe said this in The Arrival, but I thought we were going into like a dark, like aesthetically dark, I don't know, The Prisoner. I just thought it was going to be a gritty sci-fi thing set in a literal prison or something. Now obviously The Prisoner is dark in other elements, but it was just completely different to what I expected it to be. So The Arrival will always have a very, very special place in my heart. My next favourite episode, I haven't done these in rankings, I've just written them down. The Chimes of Big Ben. My notes next to it are the realisation that he hadn't escaped and wasn't in London but was still in the village. That moment with the sound, the background noise of London, and him then like following the wire, unclipping it, opening the doors, and he was in the village. What was that, episode 2 for me, in the order that I watched it on ITVX. I just thought, oh, what am I in for? Like, I don't know, like that's a big old thing, isn't it? We thought we'd seen him escape the village, but actually he was back in the village. And I just, that like kind of moment of like taking my breath away, just thinking like, oh, this show is not here to mess around, and whoever's in this village is not here to mess around. But that entire concept, I like being, I don't know what the word is, I don't know what the word is. I like my mind being messed with, you know? And because obviously I clocked, and I'm sure the viewer did as well, I clocked that we weren't in London just before he went and got the wire, and just that moment of just realisation will always stay with me. So loved that episode. Then I've got the Schizoid Man, and my notes are, felt like the first episode to show the depth of mind games and lengths they will go to. And that pretty much sums up that episode for me. Yeah, just this show is not here to mess around. Like, maybe the first time I felt, okay, the show could go really dark. Obviously there was elements like before, you know, we had the suicides, but I don't know, it was like, okay, we're actually going to mess with number 6, and we're going to, it felt like at that point there was no limit on what they were willing to do without fully harming him physically. That makes sense. The next one I've written is Many Happy Returns. And my notes are the first 30 minutes of no talking, the reveal of who 2 is. I called the show a narcissist. In that episode, I called the show a narcissist. Yeah, one of my favourite episodes. And just, like I said, first, it was about 30 minutes. Obviously, I don't know exactly. No talking. We were just watching what number 6 was doing. You know, reading the notes he had on the little boat. Going along with it, you know, having that element of hope which I had continually throughout, because I just thought I really want him to get out and find some help, and I just was so rooting for him. So I guess it's also then the journey that we're going on as the viewer. I mean, thank goodness I didn't have to wait a week for the episodes to come out, even though I did roughly watch them once a week. But at least I had the choice, if I wanted to do like 2 in a week, because this show just pulls you in, right? There are so many other episodes I love, but my last mention, the last 2 episodes, but particularly Fallout. Do we save discussing that to the end? Yes, right, we'll talk about the last 2 episodes at the end, but those are my summary of my favourite episodes. There are, I would say, 90% of the episodes I really liked. I think there was a couple that I wasn't that keen on. One of them being Living in Harmony. So that is a me thing. I'm just not a Western fan. Western fan. But I will say, I do think if I went and watched it now, having seen the finale, I would have more appreciation of it. Number one, because of Alexis Canner. Is that his name? But also just because of knowing the kind of the trajectory of where we were going with The Prisoner. I just think I'd have a little bit more oomph to want to watch it. Whereas when I initially had to watch it, I just thought it's just not my cup of tea. Anyway, let's discuss the theories I had. Now, I'm not going to say I was right with my theory, but I did guess that number 6 was number 1. So in episode 4, my theory was he wanted to be in the village because the village is his mission. And I had that theory for a couple of episodes, that he had been pulled in, he was kind of being undercover. I also at one point I thought that he was working for number 1. I just thought it wouldn't be unrealistic for him to be on a mission within the village, hence why they couldn't harm him. In episode 9, I stated that I thought number 6 was working for number 1. In episode 12, I still had the same theory, but that is the first time I also mentioned that number 6 is number 1. So in episode 12 was when I first had that theory. And then in episode 13, I said, the village is his world. So I wasn't right with regards to what exactly was going on, but I definitely did have the suspicion that number 6 was number 1. But I think I meant it in more of a literal, is that the right word? Like, as in number 6 was actually working as number 1 in the village, not that he just represents, you know what I mean. I think I just meant it more literally. Favourite characters. This has been virtually impossible to choose because so many number 2s were incredible. But I've written down number 2, who was in It's Your Funeral. He stood out to me. I've obviously written Leo McKern. I think that's how you say his name. Needs a bloody Oscar, Emmy for his performance. I've written Alexis Canner, number 8, and I've written the butler, Angelo Muscat. Leo's performance in Once Upon a Time, well, and Patrick's to be fair, was just theatre, wasn't it? It was just, I just feel like that's what we need to put on for wannabe actors now. Like, okay, you want to act? Let me show you this. Just honestly stunning. And if you watch my reaction to that, I ain't saying a word really, because it was just, and you're sat there wide-eyed. That was me. Alexis Canner, I think, was my favourite performance of everyone, and I'm saying that including Patrick. his performance just really got to me in Fallout. And I think also the beauty of that as well is I didn't necessarily understand him. I didn't understand really what he was doing in Fallout. All I knew was I could not take my eyes off him. He was just phenomenal, and he was in the Living in Harmony. You know, his performance was unbelievable, and his performance probably got me through that episode. Just phenomenal. I would love, I doubt they have it, but I would love to see, like, if they had extra scenes, bloopers, all of that stuff. Like, I just feel like I need to see more of him in that role. I did watch an interview with him, and he was born in France, and then I think he moved to America. So even like down to his accent was phenomenal. Just honestly, like, I think my like takeaway from the show, my standout was, did he play number 8? I think so, was him. And the butler who didn't say one word. Again, I've spoken about this in an episode. The power of silence for me is probably stronger than any monologue. He doesn't say a single word. He just does what he's told to do, but yet you can still read his face. And just full credit to him, because he was there throughout. Was he there in every episode? I don't know, but he was there in most of them. Incredible. And then, yeah, I just wanted to talk about the final 2 episodes. I've written down here that Patrick's best performance was in Once Upon a Time. I stand by that. I stand by that was Leo's as well. I don't fully know what their story is. I don't think they were the closest of people. But also, again, from what I've read, I don't think Patrick was the nicest of men, which I don't like reading about. It really, really puts me off an actor when I read that they're just a bit of an a-hole. But that Once Upon a Time episode, beautiful, a bit of a mind bender. Mind bending, that's the word I wanted. You know, the set, also credit to set designers, everyone like that, phenomenal. And I also think what they did really cleverly in Fallout was the use of music. Now the song, dem bones, dem dry bones, the version that's in the show you can't get on Spotify. Well, I can't find it. So at the moment I'm listening to Chaz and Dave's version. And then they obviously also had the Beatles, who I'm a big fan of. And I think there's something really powerful about using certain songs in an episode, because it's often the songs that will stay with you, which then in turn means that an episode will stay with you. And I'm singing Dem Bones every day. You can ask Adam, my fiance. It's just in my head all the time, and it will forever be because of The Prisoner, and it will forever link me to Alexis's performance. And it's just, I just think the power of music is so clever. The Beatles song will always remind me of his entrance into that underworld. So yeah, just the use of music was very, very clever. And I think that is it. I could go on for ages. I did write in my notes that there are so many other notable performances, actors, but I'd be here all day, guys. So now it's for you to tell me in the comments what you think. Favourite performances, favourite episodes, what you thought of the finale, just everything. It was just such a wonderful, wonderful journey, and it's always very, very scary when I have to then replace the show, because you just don't think anything's going to live up to it. But look at the, you know, as I keep saying, Blake Seven, Sapphire and Steel, The Prisoner. That run, those 3, unbelievable. So I'm not going to be directly replacing The Prisoner. I will wait until I finish Class, which is only 6 episodes, and I've done 2 of them. So when I'm coming towards the end of Class, which, to be honest, in a couple of weeks' time, I will then put a poll up for a show to replace the both of them. Just because I'm doing film uploads now, that kind of is taking one of my days a week. I've had, as always, I've got all of your suggestions. I have so many TV recommendations written down in a notebook that you guys give to me every single time, and I know that some of you are very passionate about certain shows winning. I know there's a lot of you out there that want me to do Babylon 5. If it wins the poll, it wins the poll. But The Prisoner won last time. Babylon 5 I honestly thought was going to win, but then The Prisoner did it, so we will see. Feel free to always leave your TV shows recommendations below, but I can probably guarantee you I've got it written down somewhere. And then I will pick 5 or 6 to be up for the next poll, which is scary, and I get nervous because then I think, what if I don't like it? Yeah. So Patreon have this new thing where you can now sell a video, which I would never do that because my first tier is $5. $5? I think so. So like, and the minimum you're allowed to sell a video for is $3. So I just think that's a bit of a rip-off. Like, why would you buy a video for $3 if you could just sign up for $5? Anyway, but what I have done is you can sell a collection, and I have put the collection of The Prisoner up so that you can purchase it if that is just what you want to watch. So that means you get all 17 episodes full length, and I've done it for $15, which is £12, which I don't think is unfair. No expectation, but that's just if someone wants to go and watch all the full lengths. It's on my, if you go onto Patreon and then collection, it just means that if you don't want to sign up as a member, you can just a one-off purchase and then they're yours. So that is there if any of you are interested. I don't know how I feel about this being the end of The Prisoner. I really struggle when it comes to like the end. Like when I do the roundup, it just feels a lot more final that I've finished the show. But I just want to say a huge thank you to those of you that voted it in the first place. You know me better than I know myself, and I should, at this point, nearly 5 years in, be 5 years by the time you're watching this, I should be trusting you, that you guys know what I like. And to those of you that watch every week and comment and like, those of you that watch the full lengths on Patreon, you deserve a medal. Honestly, thank you. Like, I don't know, it's just bonkers to me that you take time out of your day to watch this roundhead on YouTube, but I'm very, very grateful for it. You know, time and effort does go into making these videos, even though it doesn't look like it with my editing, but time and effort does go in, and I love nothing more than reading your comments about an episode, or, you know, I'll put an episode out and think, oh, I've got a really controversial opinion, but actually then loads of you agree. I don't know, it's really fun seeing your comments, so thank you for your continued support, and hopefully I will see you elsewhere. The poll for the future show will be on the community tab, and I will let you know as soon as possible. So in the meantime, if you're not watching any of my other shows, take care, and if you are watching any of my other shows, I will see you very soon for my next reaction.